888-SAY ESPN, 888-729-3776, ESPN Nation, presented by Dr. Pepper. It's not college football without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing. 710 ESPN LA, Lakers Radio Network as Los Angeles last night. You heard John Ireland there on the call. 140-126 victors over the Utah Jazz. Story of the game, LeBron James is back. 11 points, 12 assists in 30 minutes, +1 in the plus-minus for LeBron James and the Lakers, who are 11-4 on the season. Officially the only player in NBA history to play in 23 seasons, which I am critical of LeBron James a lot. That is unbelievable, and he deserves his flowers for that. Michelle's moment, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, we've never seen somebody play this long, but quite frankly, we've never seen somebody play this well into their 40s.
Yeah.
So credit to LeBron James and how he takes care of his body, and credit to him for being able to fit in with the rest of the young guys and the chemistry that this team has built through the first dozen games of the season. He was absolutely phenomenal last night. 11 points, 12 dimes, only one turnover. Smalls, he was the catalyst for the Lakers being able to get a lot of those nondescript young guys going early in that game, especially Jake LaRavia. He was feeding those dudes, and they were knocking down shots. So based on what I saw last night, offense ain't going to be a problem for the LA Lakers. They're going to be able to score buckets in droves.
But what about defensively?
They're not going to be good enough to be able to contend with the top three teams in the West, that being OKC, Denver, and Houston. But I don't know how much that matters, Smalls, because I didn't come into this season expecting the Lakers to compete for a championship. What I wanted was for them to lay the foundation for future successes with Luka Doncic as the centerpiece, and LeBron James being on that court, those young players being in proximity to greatness is only going to help build their confidence and build up their overall game. So moving forward, this team is going to be more formidable in the West.
Yeah, and we talk about Luka, who had so many conversation points around his body and how he takes care of himself, having access to LeBron and seeing what he's been able to do in the longevity that he has in his career. I can only imagine that that's a positive. But you say that this season you didn't expect them to contend for a championship, and I understand that thought process. But you only have a finite amount of time left with LeBron James. He doesn't want to just play basketball just to play basketball. He wants to compete for a championship. Don't you think he wants to add to his legacy?
Yeah, I'm sure he does, but he's not going to win a championship with the Lakers. He's got one, and it's going to end at one. I don't know that he finishes his career as a Laker. It's the final year of his contract. It feels like it's a natural inflection point for the franchise and for LeBron from a career standpoint. And I envision that both sides will view it as making sense to go their separate ways after this season. And so while it's not the LeBron James farewell tour, while I don't think year 23 will be the end, I do think it will be the final season out in Southern California.
I thought it was very interesting, the commentary that was coming from all angles last night, how we just heard JJ Redick say LeBron played unselfish. We heard LeBron say it was just fun to be out there with the guys. You had Lucas saying he's out there to help us all. We had been discussing what's it going to be like for the second greatest player of all time to come into a team where he's not the focal point anymore. And I just thought it was very pointed how every big player involved last night at all the parties were basically acknowledging that LeBron was there to make the team as a whole better.
Yeah, and I do think the important thing is to acknowledge a couple of things here. One, for me, I raised the question, would he ever play another game with the Lakers? So I'm wrong on that, to even raise that question, because he played another game with the Lakers, because I thought maybe that we were going to get to a place where after he got back from injury, they were doing well, and they said, let's just part ways now. You said finite amount of time there. That's somewhat vague. I agree with Cece. I think it's finite. It means the same thing, but I want to put a date on it. It's at the end of this season. I would be shocked if he played after this season with the Los Angeles Lakers. But I also do think, because we just alluded to it, I am very critical of LeBron because I'm so pro-Michael, and anytime anybody brings that up, and he left my team in Miami, I think he deserves so much praise for staying around this long, as Cece said, at such a high level, that for me today, where I'm normally critical of him, kudos to LeBron James. 23 years doing this is unbelievable. Yeah. Whether you like him or not, whether you think he's the greatest player or not, whether you think he's too passive-aggressive to fit in, fit out, whatever, you like the Brownies on the team, it doesn't matter.
He played with his son.
He has been in the NBA as a high-level, all-time great player for 23 years. I was thinking about it today. My professional career in radio started in 02-03. He has played more games while I personally have done radio shows than any player in the history of my life in sports. And I'm just thinking about this on the way in today. Like, this guy, whether you like him or not, is so meaningful to so many people, and he deserves praise for getting on the court for year number 23. How did he think the debut went last night? Here's LeBron postgame.
It was just fun to be out there with the guys, man. Like I said, it's been rough, like mentally for me. Like, it's the first time I've started a basketball season and not played. Since I've started playing basketball at like 9 years old, I've never missed the beginning of a basketball season. And so, just going through that, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and everything, just testing me and just keeping my head down, with the work, and then keeping my head up with faith. And it's gotten me to this point today, and it's just great to have a lot of joy, probably see me smiling and talking a lot on the court today. Just being out with those guys is just so fun.
Well, he's back, right? He was injured. Unfortunately, when he looks around at some of these games, guys, that he's playing against, not last night against Utah, but other teams, who's that guy? Where's it? There's a lot of injuries in the league right now. A lot. Wemby is out. Steph Castle on the same team is out. Giannis is out. There's so many injuries. And interestingly enough, Steve Kerr, head coach of the Warriors, had an interesting comment on the injuries, which LeBron was part of, in the NBA right now.
I'm very concerned. It's dramatic. The pace difference is dramatic. This team tonight has really upped their pace compared to last year. And I think across the league, everybody understands now that it's just easier to score if you can beat the opponent down the floor, get out in transition. But when everybody's doing that, the games are much higher paced, faster paced, and then everyone has to cover out to 25 feet because everybody can shoot threes. So we have all the data. Players are running faster and further than ever before. So we're trying to do the best we can to protect them, but we basically have a game every other night, and it's not an easy thing to do.
Uh-oh. An 11-year NFL veteran who got his butt kicked playing sports and kicked other people's butts playing sports just rolled his eyes. Now, LeBron wasn't out because LeBron was injured. Kerr's talking about the in-season injuries. There's a lot of calf
but LeBron
injuries.
James had an old people injury. That's sciatica.
Yeah.
Why'd you roll your eyes at Kerr's comments?
My neck and my back.
That's right.
Why did you roll your eyes at Kerr's comments?
No, because Steve Kerr is the one contributing to the style of play that has led to the increase in pace of play. Right? You can't complain about how basketball is being played now when you are one of the biggest influences in dictating how basketball is played. It seems utterly ridiculous for him to be the messenger when it comes to framing this issue that the NBA is faced with. Now, I don't want to take away from the merits of what he's saying because I do think there's an element of truth to it. But Steve Kerr, you're the reason why guys have to cover out to 25 feet because of threes. You had the Splash Brothers with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. You revolutionized basketball to what we know it to be today. You and Mark D'Antoni with Daryl Morey with the Houston Rockets, those are the two biggest influences on the way the game is played today. More so than LeBron James, more so than Nikola Jokic and any of these other stars that have come through the league over the last 2 decades. It's you. So you're complaining about how basketball is being played when you're the one that created how basketball is being played these days. I just think it's ridiculous for him to be the one to make this particular argument.
I think that is a fantastic point you just brought up.
I do too.
Because LeBron is the most significant player of the era, but he didn't change the way the game is played.
Steph is the most transformational.
Correct. And Steve Kerr brilliantly leaned into what is this young man awesome at? And then they built everything around Steph Curry, rightfully so, right? In a way that had never been seen before. In college, like Loyola Marymount back in the day, would be like running and gunning, but the Warriors also were under control, whatever. I just think this is a preemptive strike for Steve Kerr letting us know, hey, my guys are going to sit out a bunch of games here coming up. I have 3 37-plus-year-old guys that are my best players, and they're about to sit out a bunch of games here.
Because we're going to protect them?
Well, they have back-to-back. They had Orlando last night, Miami tonight, and I think that they have all these games, and the league now is penalizing people and fining people, and it's almost like a public service announcement of I have old guys, they're really good, they're going to sit out. That's how I took that.
But it just feels like every day that ends in Y, we're talking about something having to do with protecting NBA players and their usage, whether it's, load management, and now we're talking about the pace of play and guys getting hurt. It just feels like this is a chronic problem for the league about playing time with their athletes and trying to protect them.
Can I ask a question as a non-athlete? Is there an argument to be made? Like as if I had to point that out.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Very redundant. I understand that. My apologies. Is there potentially a correlation to actually playing less and more injuries? It feels like
Your body not being in condition?
Yeah, it feels like